So in this problem, we need to find out the value of the given trigonometric ratios. Let's begin with problem number 1. We have cosine of 570 degrees. So what we'll do, we'll try to break it down and write it as a multiple of 90 degrees. So we have 6 times 90 degrees. So that 6 times 90 degrees is 540 degrees, and we are still short of 30 degrees. So we will add 30 degrees to it, and this sum is going to give us 570 degrees. The reason why we've written in this particular fashion, because now we have cosine expressed as an even multiple of 90 degrees. So whenever we have an even multiple, then cosine will remain as cosine, and the angle will be 30 degrees. Now for the sine, we'll have to go to a quadrant system. So let's do that. So here we have 6 times 90 degrees. So that means we are in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're in the second quadrant, but adding 30 degrees to it means we are been moved to the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, we know that the tangent and the cotangent are positive. Everything else is negative. So we'll get negative cosine of 30 degrees. The cosine of 30 degrees is simply square root of 3 over 2. Our final answer will be negative square root of 3 over 2. Moving on to the second problem. Now we have sine of negative 330 degrees. We'll have to use the fact here. So whenever we have sine of negative theta, then the trigonometric ratio expressed in terms of its allied angle theta will be negative sine theta, which means that we will have negative sine 330 degrees. Now we can also express 330 degrees as a multiple of 90 degrees. So we're going to have 4 times 90 degrees, so that's 360 degrees, but we have exceeded 330 degrees by 30 degrees. We need to subtract 30 from it. So we have here is an even multiple of 90 degrees. So we're going to get sine 30 degrees. So sine will remain as sine whenever we have an even multiple of 90 degrees, and there's already a negative sign here. But we'll also have to take care of the sign here, the overall sign. Now we are in the fourth quadrant. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we are in the fourth quadrant, but we are subtracting 30 for it. 30 degrees from it, but then again 30 degree being an angle less than 90 degrees, we are still going to be in the fourth quadrant where only the cosine and secant are positive. So that means everything else is going to be negative. So we'll have to take the negative of the final angle, which gives us sine 30 degrees. Now sine 30 degrees, that's 1 over 2. So our final answer, so sine negative 330 degrees, so that's 1/2. Coming to our third problem. So we have cosecant of negative 1200 degrees. So here also we can use the fact that cosecant of negative theta, that's equals to negative cosecant of theta, such that we have negative cosecant of 1200 degrees. Now 1200 degrees can be expressed as a multiple of 90 degrees as 13 times 90 degree. Now that gives us a value 1170, and we are still short of 30 degrees, so we're going to add 30 degrees to it, and the sum is going to give us 1200 degrees. Now here we have a odd multiple of 90 degrees. So whenever we have an odd multiple of 90 degrees, then our cosecant function, we already have a negative sign, cosecant will become secant. We're going to get secant of 30 degrees. Now secant of 30 degrees, that value is, we'll come to that. We'll also have to take care of the overall sign, the main sign. So we have 13 times 90 degree. So we'll have to first look at in which quadrant 13 times 90 degree lies. So we'll be at first, second, third, fourth, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 means we are in the first quadrant, but we are adding 30 degrees to it. So that takes us to the second quadrant. And in the second quadrant, the cosecant function is positive. So we started out with the cosecant function, so its final value is going to be positive. So positive times negative, that's simply negative secant 30 degrees. And secant 30 degrees has a value 2 over square root of 3. Fine. Now we can go to a final problem. Final problem, we have tangent of negative 585 degrees. So here also we can use the fact that tangent of negative theta corresponds to negative tangent theta. We're going to have negative tangent of 585 degrees. So writing in terms as a multiple of 90. So we're going to have 6 times 90 degrees. So 6 times 90 degrees is 540 degrees, and we are still short of 45 degrees. So let's add 45 to it. So we get tangent of 6 times 90 degree plus 45. This time we have an even multiple. So even multiple means tangent is going to remain as tangent. So we have tangent, negative tangent 45 degree, and we'll also have to take care of the overall sine. So 6 times 90 degree means we are in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So 6 means we are in the second quadrant, but we are adding 45 degrees to it. So it takes us to the third quadrant where tangent and cotangent are positive. So our final answer is going to be positive of negative tangent 45 degree. And we know that tangent 45, that's 1. So our final value is going to be negative 1. So this is how we can obtain the values of the given trigonometric ratios when the angles are greater than 360 degrees.